How does one start van lifing, you may ask? Great question. In this video, we will share about how our journey as van lifers started in December 2020, right at the heart of the pandemic. And hopefully, it will inspire you to do the same. Before we go on, be aware that this story may or may not involve very disturbing footage of Anne-Sophie running and screaming in Burlington, Vermont. Viewer discretion is highly advised. Hey everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of the Vangabonds. I'm JP and this is Anne-Sophie. We've been traveling in this beast of a van for the last 18 months now. In this video, we will tell you something.
Interruption moustique.
In this video, we will tell you how it all started.
So, our van life journey started in New Zealand in 2019. We were traveling there and decided to buy a van and sell it afterward. The process is super simple. So you just find the van you want, go to the post office, and for $9 you have a van at your name, so you can travel around with the van. And we really fall in love with the van life there. It's so gorgeous. And we went to the North Island, the South Island. And here's a little video of a van life there, so check it out. So, during our 5 weeks in New Zealand, we could see what we like in that van, what we don't like in that van. For example, we had to do and undo the bed every night, and that was boring. And GP was, not boring, annoying. GP was too tall to stand in the van, so he was always knocking his head on the van. That was annoying for him. Also for the shower, we only have an exterior shower, and sometimes when we went in a big city, we have to wash ourselves like in front of people crossing the street, or just showering with all the mosquito in the nature. So we decide we want an inside shower, a taller van, and a fixed bed. Attention, truc de pro.
It is really important to try van life before making the big move because 1, van life is not for everyone, and 2, you really want to know what type of van fits your own needs. And to do that, we would advise you to either rent a van or do like we did in New Zealand and buy a cheap one that you can resell easily for a similar price. For example, for us, it was cheaper to actually buy the van than to rent it for 5 weeks, even if we didn't resell it. So it just made a lot of sense to try that. Depending on where you live or where you want to travel and try van life, maybe it makes more sense to rent one, or maybe it makes more sense to buy one. You have to figure that out. In all cases, find a way to try it. So after doing a lot of research on what van we wanted to buy, we knew that we wanted a Sprinter van, a high roof and extended version. We also knew that we wanted a 2015 or more because they started doing 6 speeds on these years, which is more efficient on diesel. So lucky for us, Anne-Sophie's father has a dealership of used cars, so we put her father on the project of finding us the perfect van. And lucky for us, in February of 2020, a month before the pandemic, he did find the one that we finally bought. And knowing what we know now, it was a super great timing because a month later, as you all know, the pandemic hit the world and all the prices went up like crazy. It was so hard at that time in Quebec. I mean, I remember in Montreal, we couldn't even cross the bridges to go see our families or even go work on the van, but we did it anyways. We found a little glitch.
Crazy times.
Crazy times. So basically, while everyone was super depressed and curfewed at home, we were building a super nice project that was keeping us busy for nights and weekends. Building our van was a process of about 7 months part-time and about 3 months full-time.
So as we were building the van, we were hoping COVID will end soon, but it keeps going.
yeah, no one knew when it would stop or if it would stop.
So we didn't change our plan, but we were getting close to the date and it was not over, so we gotta figure out something else. Finally, we heard that the Snowbird were doing their trip to Florida.
Wait. I don't think everyone knows what snowbirds are. Maybe you could explain that.
So Snowbird are retired people that go from Quebec to Florida for the winter. So what they did is just shipping their van to Florida and take a plane to go to Florida and have their van.
So why the snowbirds were doing this is because the land border was closed between Canada and the US, but you could fly there, which makes sense. But one little thing that we tweaked, and that was a bigger challenge, is that we didn't want to ship to Florida because we wanted to drive the east coast of the US.
And it was more expensive too.
And that. So we had to find a company that would ship closer to the border. And we found one that shipped to Burlington, Vermont.
So that's what we decided to do. We buy some flight ticket to Burlington, an hour drive from Montreal. It's crazy. There was not direct flight, so we have a layover in Chicago and like 5-6 hours to wait in Chicago until our next plane go to Burlington. So what a journey.
So to give you a scale, here is a map of Montreal to Burlington. So it took a whole day from like 5 in the morning to about 11 at night just to get to Burlington.
And in the morning, when we were supposed to wake up for the plane, they told us that our van didn't cross the border.
So that was a pretty stressful morning.
So we just called back the company that was shipping our van and told them, can you ship it again? It was super stressful because the border agent couldn't guarantee that our van will cross. If they called us and we are on the plane, maybe it will do the same thing. So we were really stressful to take the plane and arrive in Burlington without our van.
So here is the promised footage of Anne-Sophie running and screaming for the van.
Thank you.
Oh, it's freezing.
Oh le plus beau jour de ma vie, So after that, we never looked back and continued our journey to Panama. And we are on the way back right now.
This trip is not over yet. We are now in Washington State and we plan on visiting the west coast of Canada, which is beautiful and big.
So this is the story of how our van life journey started. I hope you liked it.
If you did, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next video.
Ciao! Let's vlog! C'est tout! Coupé!